Michael Phelps didn't become the greatest Olympian because he swam better than everyone else. He became the greatest because he trained himself to become a machineman whose performance didn't depend on motivation, luck, or even vision. The paradox is simple. Phelps won races long before he ever entered the water inside, a habit loop so strong it erased doubt, fear, and chance. Before every race, swimmers stretch, stare, shake their arms, but Phelps had something different. From age 11, under coach Bob Bowman, he was trained to follow a strict, microscopic pre-race ritual. Every step was controlled, every sequence repeated, because Bowman believed if Phelps could automate his mental state, the body would follow without hesitation. So Phelps wasn't just training strokes, he was training a psychological loop that delivered peak performance on command. The loop always began with the cue, putting on his suit, cap, and goggles in the exact same order, left side first, always. As soon as he followed that pattern, his brain switched modes. The craving kicked in, the deep pull toward isolation, toward the mental movie he watched every night, the perfect race playing in his mind, shot for shot. When he stepped behind the blocks, he performed the next part of the loop. 2 taps on the goggles, a downward stare, absolute silence inside his head. This wasn't superstition, it was programming. The ritual shut the world out. No noise, no fear, no opponents, only the script. And then came Beijing, 2008, the butterfly final. Mid-race his goggles began to fill with water, blinding him completely. Any other swimmer would panic. But Phelps's response was automatic. He didn't need his eyes. He relied entirely on the habit loop, the count of strokes he had rehearsed thousands of times, the calmness the ritual always produced, the certainty that his body knew exactly what to do. He touched the wall, gold world record, without seeing a single meter of the pool. The world saw a miracle, but it wasn't a miracle. It was the compulsion loop, working under pressure. Cue gives craving, gives response, gives reward, burned so deeply into his nervous system that chaos couldn't break it. Phelps didn't win because of talent alone. He won because his ritual made peak performance inevitable. Even blindness couldn't interrupt a loop perfected over 2 decades. Phelps used the compulsion loop by repeating the same pre-race ritual every day until it became automatic. The cue was putting on his gear in a precise order. This created a craving for the focused mental state he practiced. His response was the exact same sequence of actions: tapping the goggles, lowering his head, rehearsing the race. The reward was complete mental control and confidence. Because he repeated this loop thousands of times, it took over during competition, even when his goggles filled with water. So his performance wasn't a momentary decision, it was the automatic output of a trained habit.